the one drinking beer. I'm just water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How high? No, high expectations.
I don't know what we're doing in the front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
Fuck.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches in the
What is going on? What is going on? Welcome to a Sunday night recap. Patriots taking down the Ravens in sort of dramatic fashion. I'm your co-host, Jalen Brown.
And I'm the one you love to hate, Malin Dennis.
I'm your other co-host, June Bugs Bay.
And rolling out of the 253, the man with a plan, the master of disaster, the procrastinating prognosticator, your G-Money.
Wow.
I think you just combined Muhammad Ali and Ric Flair. Same thing. That's beautiful.
Money with the bars, like always.
I had a guitar. I was doing my riff. Like, could we introduce it?
Yes, Pats pull off the win in Baltimore. 28-24 was the final score here. Drake May, 380 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 44 attempts, 31 completions. Lamar Jackson left the game early. He left in the second quarter, if I remember correctly. Only had just over 100 yards, but something with his ribs went awry on a tackle. So
I said there was a. I was reading it was a back injury actually.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
ESPN.
first they were saying it was ribs, and then they were saying like he couldn't walk right, and it's like seemed like his back, and I don't know. He's obviously been dealing with injuries all year.
He just mailing it in now, man. They ain't going to the playoffs.
This was a very entertaining game. You know, Tyler Huntley came in and was still seemingly able to keep the Ravens afloat. And I was pulling my hair out because the Ravens offense boiled down to either Derrick Henry or Zay Flowers. And yet our defense couldn't seem to figure out which one was it going to be. But, you know, once the fourth quarter came around, the Patriots offense, I mean, both sides of the ball really stepped up big time. And, I mean, I got to give hats off to Drake May, Stephon Diggs. They just put on a clinic in the fourth quarter.
Is that his first 300-yard game?
I believe
They can finally
so.
stop. They can finally stop talking about it.
Yes. Yes, that part can be put to bed.
Damn near went for 400. He went
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went from never having to 300 throwing for 380.
Do you guys think if Lamar would have not gotten hurt and, you know, finished the game, do you think the outcome of this game would have been any different? You weren't here yesterday, June, so we'll start with you first. And cheers, everybody at home.
Yeah, I was getting my drink. But anyway, I believe that Lamar would have made a slight difference in the game. But some of the stuff that happened, like the fumble to Zay Flowers, you know what I mean? That's still a play. Because I don't know if you guys heard during the podcast that John Harbaugh said that Tyler Huntley runs the same plays as Lamar Jackson. So it would be the same offense that they're running. Of course, Lamar Jackson is more dynamic and he has a little bit more feel for the team. But the Ravens began to make, you know, mistakes on defense. And then their offense did go cold. Even with Lamar, and I still think the offense had went stagnant for a minute. So I think it still would have been the same outcome, even with Lamar, if he was still in the game. I think that because of what we've seen so far, and I'm basing this on what we've seen from the Baltimore Ravens all season long. I believe the outcome still would have been the same because they inevitably, like they've done a few times this season, they've made the big mistake. at the end of the game. Zay Flowers made the big mistake and fumbled the ball. They make the big how many what's that boy named Blake Lively? I don't know his first name. Lively.
Isaiah Lively.
How many times has he screwed up at the end of the game? I think it's like 3 games they said he screwed up at the end of the game, the fumble in the end zone. I think it's a couple of fumbles in the end zone, a couple of fumbles, so I think he's had a penalty before in the end zone and stuff like that. So inevitably this team just makes some mistakes at the end of the game. So I truly believe that the way they played this year, that inevitably they would have made the big mistake and the outcome would have still been the same.
Yeah, I mean, John, I got to kind of echo that a little bit. Like, just looking at the stats, I mean, in the first half, Lamar Jackson was 7 of 10 for 101 yards, no touchdowns, right? Huntley was 9 of 10 in the second half for 65 yards. So, like, a little bit of a drop in the passing there. But even running the ball, we all know that Lamar Jackson is like, been playing like, a Ferrari with a broken transmission like the second half of the year. Like, he has not been the same. He ran the ball 2 times for 7 yards, and Huntley ran it 2 times for 2 yards. So, like, it's all kind of negligible. They didn't turn the ball over. Henry having 18 carries for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 7.1 average. I think the difference of the game could have been giving that man 25, 26 touches. Maybe the Patriots don't have the time on the clock towards the end of the game if Baltimore had, kind of controlled it a little bit more. But yeah, I think it probably still would have been the same outcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can talk about Lamar being out, but would the outcome have been with the winning? With New England winning by 4, would have been larger if Ramon Stevenson hadn't have gone out, because once he went out, New England's running game basically disappeared, and it was on Drake May to put the ball up 44 times. Would he have done that if he still had Ramon Stevenson in the backfield?
Stevenson was the one who was
personally, I think New England would have won. It wouldn't have been as close going down in the towards the end of the fourth quarter, because we said this numerous times on this show that Baltimore's defense is just a shadow of what it was 3 years ago. It's just not that good.
Yeah, I've got to give Stevenson a lot of credit though, because the end of the game, he was the that last touchdown that gave us the lead when he broke away. I thought he stepped up big time. But I will say the third quarter, like you said, Malin, the Ravens were moving the ball super, super well on the ground with Derrick Henry. I mean, he was just getting whatever he wanted, and it seemed like that's just what they were going to continue to do. There was a drive, I think it was the second drive of the third quarter, where Hopkins made a crazy catch on the sideline. It looked like it was incomplete at first, and then it kept that. And then right after that, there's a face mask penalty that put them further into the red zone, and then Flowers scores on a crazy yak catch. But after that, I was like, oh no, are we about to get boat raced by the backup? Like, it really seemed like that's where it was
like
going.
They were going to start running away with it, man.
And
it really
they really did, yeah.
Yeah, and it then you had that shortly after that terrible missed offensive, or not offensive, but the missed pass
interference.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That I was just like, oh, this may not
How
be
did
our
you miss that? He tackled that dude in midair. He tackled the dude in midair. The ref is standing right there. And you heard when they asked the other rep, that the guy who does the commentating for the referees for the rules and stuff, he was like, yeah, that was pass interference. That was I was laughing so hard. I was like, yeah.
I mean, the fact that he didn't even get called for the play, he's able just to sit on his ass and then just smack the ball away because Booty couldn't control it. I was like, you smug son of a bitch.
I'm like, oh, it's a free play, and then they're just sitting there.
if he had had any wherewithal at all, that defensive back, that ball just bounced right up. Why
He could
didn't
have
he
Yeah,
try to
he
use
just
2 hands?
intercepted. Yeah.
Could have just, but instinctively he just smacked it away. But that ball was right there for him to intercept it, and that might have been the game.
Yeah,
It
but
done
it
that.
it seemed like it was so obvious. I think even he was like waiting for like it seemed like he was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." But
He
the
was
flag never
expecting the
came.
flag, and then it
Right.
never came.
Mhm.
But
It's
you
just
know,
so
hey,
strange.
rarely when there's a missed call like that, Jalen, does the offense still go down the field and score a touchdown. So
Yeah.
kudos on the Patriots for still going
Yeah.
down, scoring that touchdown because I mean it should have had the ball at the 10,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah,
like, well, shit, now it's goddamn. So yeah. So kudos to them for still going down there and scoring, and thank you for them to helping us with the ride or die fight because I would have been pissed.
Anytime. Anytime. On I know this is just very unrelated, but I think we should mention this. Speaking of really bad pass interference calls, in the previous window, Detroit and Pittsburgh, the way that game came to an end, I thought
I
was
like it.
egregious. Absolutely
I don't think it.
egregious.
I don't. I have seen far worse. I have seen far worse picks happen. No, I'm not even talking about the last play. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the second last play,
The
the
second
first
one,
one.
yeah.
Where they called
Yes.
Brown for the pick.
Yes.
Like the defender pushed him in to
Right.
the other defender. Like he had nowhere to go.
Right.
He's trying
No.
in my opinion, that wasn't a pick.
No.
Yeah.
It was, and picks can be natural. Pick, it can
Right.
be a pick, but it can be natural. It can be a natural rub play.
So he was just
So-
trying to run his spot, and the defender pushed him into the other defender,
Yep.
which caused the pick. They throw the flag. I was like, that's stupid.
Mhm.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I guess by the meaning of the rules, that was offensive pass interference. I know June has an opinion on this because he said it was obvious pass interference. But I still feel like an offensive player has a right to a space. And if a defender is where you're going to make your break on your route, that is where you're ending your route. Yeah, you should be able to run into his ass.
Yeah, but you can't. He extended his arm. If he hadn't extended, you could run into him, but he extended his arms.
Ramsey flopped like LeBron James. It got the call. That's the only. But I mean, hey, kudos to Goff though. He went balls out, jumped midair like Chris Allen.
I'm like,
and,
bro,
just jumped into the end zone, thinking he just won the game. That's some crazy ending to that game, man.
I want to say this. I want to say this about the Patriots game, though.
Yes.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs, man.
Mhm.
Just balled out tonight. He was great tonight. He made some big catches, and he was getting that yak yards that they needed. He was doing it all tonight, and I thought he was. Honestly, I thought he was the most important player on the field tonight for the New England Patriots because he showed up. He showed that he was the alpha dog on that team on the offense tonight. And that's what they're going to need going forward into the playoffs. And I can tell you now, I'm telling you now, I bet you Mike Vrabel, after that loss, lit a fire into his ass and probably a lot of the veterans on that team. Mike Vrabel probably got on their ass bad and told them, hey, what are y'all doing? You got young guys on this team. You got to step up and be leaders because they had some fire tonight. Even when they got down, they got that fire in them and they brought the team back. So shout out to Stephon Diggs for playing big.
The only thing with Diggs, though, man, is that I feel like he only gets up for games he wants to.
There's that, yeah. I'm just hoping
I
that
don't think
at down the
wants to
stretch
play
here, I'm hoping that down the stretch here, he gets up for all the rest of these because they're all important now. So hoping that they all turn into that.
Yeah.
He kind of picks and chooses which games are important to him. So
Well, you know,
hopefully he starts thinking, yeah, these are all great games. I need to make a name for myself.
Well, Baltimore pissed him off because, it was both Baltimore and Dallas pissed him off because neither one of them
Yeah.
called him in. Of course, he's from this area and he's from, the DMV. And, then he wanted to go down and play with his brother in Dallas. Well, neither owner called him, so he was kind of peeved. So he probably did get up for this game. He was back home. I mean, he's back home, right? So hey.
The only game he ever, the only team he ever loses to in the playoffs is the Chiefs. And maybe with thinking that the Chiefs are out, he was like, "Oh shit, boys, we got a chance."
Yeah.
I think everybody in the AFC should be thinking that right now. The way the Chargers played, the way everybody played. The AFC now belongs to anyone.
Hey, the NFC is in the same route, man. The NFL is crazy this year. I was talking to G-Money about this, Jalen. That there is only one team in the entire playoff scenario that's probably going to have less than double-digit wins, and that's going to be the NFC South. The NFC South is probably going to be one with a 9-8 record, but every wild card team is going to have double-digit wins. Every wild card team.
So weird.
And the Steelers are the only other division leader that could potentially win with 9 wins because they're at 9 now.
They'll get the 10.
Has to. But it looks like the NFC South division winner is the only team that's going to have less than double-digit wins.
Yeah, this year in the NFL was crazy. It's everybody had a good record that was in the. You had to have double-digit wins to even sniff the playoffs this year.
And when you look at the AFC and the NFC, man, like nobody has been. Every team, no matter how many wins you have holes, and you've had stretches where you've played great, and you have stretches where you're like, "What the fuck are we doing?" And you have like veteran teams that have slid down a little bit. You have younger teams that have slid up, so they don't have like the experience in the playoffs. Like, but we're in for a show with the playoffs this year. Like, I don't know how anyone could feel confident predicting who's going to the Super Bowl out of either conference right now. The fact that the Niners still end up with the number 1 seed in the NFC is fucking wild. The fact that path is still available.
Oh gosh,
is wild.
Yeah. I mean, because high likelihood that they beat Indy, and then if we lose to the Panthers, I mean,
But they still got to play the Bears, and now that Bears game is going to look a little bit more intense now.
Yep.
The Bears got some confidence. That
Sunday,
game got a little bit more.
Very good.
The only thing that makes me worried about that Bears Niners game though is that the Niners offense is very efficient with a quarterback. They're an efficient offense, and CMC has been healthy the entire year. Like they're getting healthy at the right time as a team on offense. I know their defense isn't that great, but Caleb Williams still ain't passing from higher than 59%. I think percentage.
he's not.
He's going to need more than 3 or 4 great throws,
right,
to beat the Niners.
If you're the Niners right now, well, after tomorrow night's game, looking ahead to next week's game, you've got to be thinking they barely beat Green Bay, and it took a miracle from Caleb Williams. Like they've got to be feeling pretty good about that matchup.
And we got to play them in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
If the Niners do end up winning the entire NFC, I really feel like they've got to go back and thank Mac Jones because he kept them afloat at a time where it seemed like they had no business doing anything.
Yep. And Robert, they also need to be thanking the Jets for firing Saleh.
Yep.
Because
absolutely.
Defensive coordinator, he hasn't had his best players on defense for most of the year, yet he's still cranking out good performances. I mean, I wish I could be more angry and mad and really pissed off at this Niners team, but I find myself being like, shit, man, you guys just keep fucking winning games.
Yeah. Like just
Like,
silently, they want to bunch of games this year.
Mm.
I mean, whatever magic they're working, it's crazy, right? I mean, you think when they start losing, they lost Warner, they lost Bosa on defense, and you're like, okay, the defense isn't going to be so scary. And then Purdy goes down, you're like, okay. And let's face it, Ayuk hasn't played all season. You're like, okay, all right,
Kittle was out
this
for
team is,
like 5 or 6 games.
Mhm.
yeah,
Injury. And
yeah.
you're like, God damn, like how many people got to
Yeah.
miss time? And these people, they just kept fucking winning. I don't know. We're doing like a normal show right now. We're not even
I
talking
know,
about
yeah.
injury
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
this point.
It's
So,
fine by me.
well, let me ask you this question, Jalen. When you're looking at the schedules, you're tied with the Broncos.
See,
Look at the remaining schedules. I don't know what the tiebreaker is, so I don't know what happens if you guys end up with the same schedule. Who gets the number 1 seed?
yeah, I don't know.
But
Let me look.
how do you like your chances of getting the number 1 seed?
I really like them because at this point we just have New York and Miami left, while they've got Kansas City and LA. And LA is going to
Well,
play
they're
them
going to be playing.
tough.
Wait, LA Chargers or
Chargers.
The Chargers.
I will say this. I'm reading it right now on ESPN that if they have the same record, Denver wins the tiebreak over New England based on win percentage in common games. The Denver's going to have to drop a game.
Right.
So it would be the Chargers, I think, because
Minshew's out.
his ACL too. So now you're on the third string quarterback.
Unbelievable.
So Denver's probably going to feast on KC, but yeah, they're going to need like that Chargers Denver game is probably going to decide your fate whether you get a bye or not.
That's true. That's true.
My whole thing is I kind of don't even care what Denver does at this point. Like, obviously, I'm going to be rooting for the Chargers, but I just don't want us to drop another game. Like, we better not mess around and lose to these two last bad teams that we've got on the match. Like, if we win those both games and we just lose the tiebreaker, that's fine. Like, we did all we could at that point, but we cannot mess around against bad teams.
The Broncos have the Chiefs and then the Chargers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking like? Okay. And the Patriots have the Dolphins one game, right?
We have the Jets next week and the Dolphins last week of the season.
Oh,
and you're going to be at that Jets game probably, Jalen. We don't know that for sure. She told you?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, she told you. I was like, we've been talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
I've been like, son of a bitch.
Well, the Jets have mailed it in. So the Jets have mailed in their season. You saw today the way they played against the Saints. They just showed up and
I truly expect the Patriots to win out. Here's where it gets kind of like shoulda, coulda, woulda for me, Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
You were up 21-0
on the
Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
You were up 21-0 at home, and you lost that game 35-31. That right there, like if you don't end up having the number 1 seed, you can bring it back to December 14th. Is the reason why they don't have it. Because at this point, you don't control your own destiny on your seeding.
Right.
Like Denver has to fuck up again.
Yeah.
That game's gonna man, to have a bye and to have home field throughout the whole playoffs would be huge for the Patriots. Like just like it's huge for the Seahawks, man. Yeah, the only time the Seahawks have ever gone to the Super Bowl is when we've had the number 1 seed and you had to come through Seattle to get there. We're not great in the playoffs on the road. There's been some gaffes. Got our ass beat by Cam Newton. Matt Hasselbeck guaranteed a win in an overtime against the Packers. That was terrible.
I still remember that.
God damn.
It's I don't know. It feels like it's when you have to go up to those upper corners of the country, weird stuff starts to happen, and it's like It's tough to win in those spots and in the play.
It's the Chargers. Let's see. Let me check that out. Chargers and Broncos. Is that at the Chargers or?
No, so it's at Kansas City, and then they
think
play the Chargers at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that worries me about that game, though, is could the Chargers already be locked into where they're going to be, which it kind of seems like they're not going to be. And I think everyone would be trying to go to Pittsburgh instead of Jacksonville right now, the way Jacksonville's playing, which sounds really fucking weird. You know what I mean? But like the Chargers and Buffalo are both 11-4. Houston's sitting there at 10-5. I think the Chargers are going to be playing. I think they're going to have something to play for. Because they're going to be playing for where they want to go on the road to play.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather face Pittsburgh right now than Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh, I think any AFC, NFC, anybody would be like, please give us Pittsburgh. They look so old on really both sides of the ball, but God, on offense, I'm just like, what are you
It's
doing?
just like
old and slow.
And NFC would love to be the 5 seed and have to go to whoever is in the NFC South.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a fucking
shit. It's a shit show
with those two divisions.
Jesus.
So if the Chargers, if they're playing Denver and they have a chance to lock up the 5 seed and go play Pittsburgh versus having to go to Jacksonville or possibly even New England if they were to drop back even further, like they would much rather go to Pittsburgh. They would have something to play for that week against Denver. So,
and it's just like the NFC. You want to go to. You look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, besides the last 3 wins have been against nobody,
right.
But the 3 losses before that was all with teams that had decent records. So
I think right now the 5 and 6 team are the Rams and the Niners. Even if it ends up that way, even if they swap, because if the Niners win tomorrow, they're going to be the 5 seed over the Rams. I think any one of those teams go to Philly and probably win that game. San Francisco or the Rams.
I mean, hell, the Rams had them beat.
Became a whole. I was wondering. We talked about the Patriots game for 10 minutes, and we've just been talking about the playoffs the whole time.
Well, tomorrow we've got a weird show, so it's like I feel like we're combining the 2 halves of today and tomorrow. So
yeah, we're doing the full show, right? Tomorrow.
Yes, at probably 3rd quarter on. Or something like that.
Thank God, because I was worried that we were going to do the show on Tuesday, and I have to open on Wednesday, and I really don't want to do the show and wake up at like 3:30 in the morning. So.
On Tuesday,
I wouldn't be here anyway. I'd be.
So yeah, all right. Well, we have another man. We are just doing shows every fucking day, right?
Yeah, we are. We're rolling.
Damn.
Yeah.
Rolling.
So we'll be live tomorrow with Troy and Joe. So sure to stop
while
him,
Nestor's probably in jail right now. We don't know.
Yeah.
You guys probably won't see Nestor tomorrow, if I had to guess.
Because we haven't seen him. He didn't even go to the Christmas party on Wednesday and still didn't get on the fucking show. What the fuck is that? When he started telling us he didn't even go to the Christmas party, I was like, what the fuck?
One thing I know is, so I can win this week, I need the Niners to cover that 6 points. If they let that old man beat them, I swear for God.
I want Rivers to beat the Niners so goddamn bad. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if Santa is real and I'm granted a Christmas miracle, then go ahead and let that be it. And then just let the rest of the year play out the way it does. But if the Rams could get a fluke loss right now, that would be music to my ears.
Hey, let me tell you something. Those Commander fans, because we was in Annapolis, so a lot of Commander fans on Saturday night boy, they were mad as hell that the team just gave up. They was like, why is
wonder
he
they-
calling? Like he first of all he punted on 4th and 3 on the on Philly side of the field, and then he gets the ball back and starts calling timeouts like when it's like 30 seconds left. Like, dude, you're down 12 points. What are you doing now? What are you you know?
I love how we just recapping the whole week on this.
Yeah, we'll get to yeah.
We did-
I mean,
Go ahead, Jalen.
he,
I
he
may
decided
take-
he better use those timeouts then and prolong everybody's agony for like 45 seconds, as opposed to going for it on 4th and was it 4th and 3?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
terrible.
if you don't get it, well, you don't get it. You can still use your timeouts because they're going to run the ball. But yeah. But you see that, and you wonder what the hell coaches are thinking. It's like, why didn't you do this like last series? Go for it on 4th down. You're down by 2 scores. If you get it, go for the touchdown.
I say one thing about college football before we get out of here.
please.
June, your Texas Longhorns would have made college football playoff so much better if they were
No
able to
shit. No shit.
talking to G Money last night about it, man, and like the committee needs to do something. Forget BYU. I know BYU was technically ranked higher than Texas. I don't know what the fuck they were doing there. But if you had Notre Dame playing Oregon,
Wait.
And
Are you trying to say you did not enjoy JMU Oregon?
no, I
Yeah, I mean,
didn't enjoy the what was the other one with Tulane?
Tulane and
Miss.
Ole
Ole
Miss.
Miss,
Ole Miss.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
if you
ugly.
could have had
who had played
Oregon,
earlier in the season and gotten freaking
if you had
their asses handed to them.
if you had Oregon, Notre Dame, and Texas Ole Miss, chef's kiss to the
Exactly.
they
It
need
would have
to get
worked.
rid of this automatic qualifier for these fucking leagues.
And yeah, 'cause they don't deserve to be in there.
Let them do an NIT tournament for their own national championship. But we did a disservice to the college football playoff. The NFL ran away with viewership because they had shit ass games.
Mm-hmm.
Later, those 2 games on a Saturday were nothing. And on top of that, you put the Alabama-Oklahoma game on a Friday night. That should have been a Saturday game. competing with the NFL.
That was
That
stupid.
And
That
then you
was
had
so stupid.
A&M, and then you had A&M and
Miami.
In Miami.
and Miami, and let that be the 12 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think they did that because they knew they put 2 dumbass matchups, and they weren't going to compete with the NFL anyways with it. But yeah, the college football playoff, they need to change some shit. Like, if it should just be whatever they think the 12 best teams are.
That's it.
Just stop with this other shit.
Or just go ahead and move it to 16 and stop playing.
No, we don't need to move it to 16. Just get rid of that automatic G5 and
Yeah.
other bullshit things, man. Like,
There-
you
there
could have had
was-
a really great 12-team playoff this year. You could have had a really
Yeah.
great 12-team playoff.
I agree.
And you fucking and Texas played more top teams than Alabama did, but Alabama got in with 3 losses. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
How you playing the Citadel in October and November? What the fuck, man?
Oh, I don't know. Like, okay, but everyone shits on the SEC with
I hate the SEC, by the way.
because the SEC always has a cupcake game in November because they used to only play 8 conference games. Next year they go to 9, so you're not going to have that anymore. But everyone shits on them, right, for playing like Citadel and stuff. Yet the playoff committee is like, you know what we need to do? We need to put JMU against Oregon. Like, that's not a cupcake game in the fucking playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man.
I said this.
Christ.
You want one of those teams in, then they need to take the 2 teams that what they should have was JMU and Tulane do a play-in game. That's what they should have did.
And another team's going to end up with a cupcake game.
Right,
And
whoever
another
gets
game.
the
Or
winners.
no. What you do is you should have had Notre Dame and Texas play JMU
Oh,
and Tulane,
yes. Okay, I love that idea,
and then
Gary.
if they beat Texas and Notre Dame, then they deserve to be in next round. You know?
Let those two teams play who the committee thought was 11 and 12, and if they beat them, they're in the playoff.
That's right.
Okay, I like that. Okay, June. Now you're cooking.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was my thing. I was like, I mean, it still would have been the same. Texas and Notre Dame would have blew both of them out the same scores.
But you're still giving those teams a shot.
Right.
You're giving them a shot.
It's the reason why they're putting them in the 12-team play.
It's the same thing the NCAA basketball does. They do a play-in game, right?
Yeah, they do.
Have teams,
Yeah, they do.
They have play-in games. They do, so why not do it for college football too? Have a play-in game.
The way they're doing it now, there is just a competitive imbalance when you have Oregon playing JMU and Ole Miss playing Tulane, while Alabama had to duke it out with Oklahoma, and Texas A&M
had to play Miami.
At Miami are duking it out in Texas A&M. There's just a competitive imbalance there.
Yeah,
I knew it was the JMU Oregon game was on HBO Max. Not in under any just general HBO Max. I was like, this is not,
And when Oregon is playing backups in the second half, you should never be in that position in a playoff game where you're playing backups. The first game. I get it if you're up big in the national championship game and you want to give some backups some playing time because you know you're going to win the national championship and you want to let them have some playing time. But in the first round, you're playing your back. That shouldn't be happening. Should not be happening. So, all right. I just had to bring that up. I know we can get out of here now. It's like 12:30.
What I'll probably end up doing is taking most of this and then most of tomorrow and then the edited version, just sandwiching them together and then publish on Wednesday as a full show.
Oh, sweet.
We've talked about a lot of shit.
I mean, technically, we'll add a little bit more, and then we could just go right into the bets.
All right.
What you'll have to do, though, Jalen, that's sad for you, is you're going to have to go in and see what games we talked about tonight so that we don't re-talk about them tomorrow.
Right.
Because we did some recaps already.
we jumped around a bit. All right, folks. Well, you will see us again tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
So we'll be back, same place, earlier.
Besides Nestor, we're consistent.
Yeah. Nestor's in jail. We have to get bail money.
All right. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a good Monday. Peace out.
Peace out.